Hello, all you wonderful Rise of Kingdoms players out there. This is Dragothien here, and today we're going to continue what we did yesterday. We did the top 8, there were 8 legendary infantry commanders. Today we're going to do the cavalry version of this, and I've got YSG in front of you just to steer you off of what we were going to do for just a second. We're going to go ahead and go into it. There are also, believe it or not, 8 legendary cavalry commanders. So this is also going to be a top 8 cavalry legendary commander video. We're going to rank them from 1 through 8. And this is for open field, guys. Okay, so obviously each one of these commanders all have their own roles. This is for the open field ranker. Which commanders should you focus on for this particular role of open field for legendary cav commanders? Let's get started. This was probably one of the harder lists I've done because all the legendary cav commanders are pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. They all do something really good or really well. Some best in class, and some are very situational. But those situations are very critical. So, number one was very difficult to choose right off the bat, but I went with William. William is one of those commanders that until you don't have him, you miss him. He's fairly new. He came out with Chandra. William is the wheel portion of the commander, and you'll be able to access him just as soon as we get that patch on the wheel at some point. So William is one of, if not the best cav commanders in the game, and for open field, I'm putting him at number 1. Reason being, he has top tier direct damage factor from his active skill, and it is an AoE. I know the forward rectangle isn't the best shape, and I know it's not as large as you would like, but it's still really good. And in a murder ball situation, it hits everything that you want it to hit. Okay? Not only that, it's got a march speed reduction, so whatever he's targeting doesn't get away. Alright? Then on top of that, he gets tons of great bonuses and another damage bonus on top of it when you're fighting outside of Alliance territory. Well, guess what the open field is generally, more often than not? You're fighting on enemy territory. Bingo bango, there's 10% extra damage. Then you've got the AoE buff, which is really good. Okay? So again, we worked out buffing where this targets your marches first, but once your marches are taken care of, it will target your alliance marches. Okay? So this will give your allied marches 20% increased defense and 50 rage per second for 3 seconds. That is pretty damn awesome. Okay? That is winning recipe for number 1 of the top 8 cavalry legendary commanders. Also, he's got some extra nuke damage, which is another 1,000 damage factor, plus another opportunity if you're surrounding or the target that you're attacking is being surrounded, up to 5 surrounding troops for an additional 500 damage factor. It's all stacking up to be a major player. And again, I think he is number 1. Now, I've got this commander listed as number 2, but really it's 1B, I think, in my opinion. These are the 2 I had the problem with figuring out who I wanted to be number 1. I think William edged out just because of the AoE and the AoE buff and just the versatility and usefulness he has in open field. Saladin is 1B slash number 2. Okay? Reason being, again, he is very unique. He's got a skill set that makes him super tanky while at the same time being decently fast and generating rage a lot and causing a lot of damage. I mean, he just does everything. Oh yeah, and by the way, he debuffs every single healer out there into oblivion. So first skill, massive damage, 1700 damage factor, very nice. Then reducing the march speed by 50%. So we did a video a little while back where we basically made a pretty fast march slow down to an absolute crawl using Saladin and Richard. And then also he reduces the healing effects of a commander like, say, Richard by 50%. It's huge. This is huge. This is the Richard, the Takeda killer, the any healing killer, double C, etc. Freddy. You get my drift. Dao Chan, even. For the next 5 seconds. You get more stats, more speed. You get skill damage taken reduction of 30%, which is huge, making any march that you pair Saladin with instantly more tanky. Counterattack damage taken reduction as well, 20% down. which means he's really good in counter rallies, people. And then his 4th skill's kind of meh. It was so great. It was like Amazeballs skill. Holy crap. Wow, that's a really good skill. Oh my goodness, best skill in the game. And then 15% increased damage to garrisons when attacking cities. And you can't plunder resources from these cities. The 4th one was a bit of a letdown. The 5th one, again, just augments the 1st skill, which is really nice. But again, this is open field. He is, without a doubt, at the top. He's 1B/2, in my opinion. So William, number 1. Saladin, number 1B/2. Now, again, it doesn't get easier as the list goes on. I had a hard time going here because, again, we're talking open field. There's so many things you can do in the open field. Oh, what do we do? What do we do? We go with Takeda, people. We go with Takeda. Reason being, the criteria I was kind of looking at when it comes to open field and making this list, because this was, again, very difficult, is not only are you causing damage, which all of these commanders cause damage in some way, shape, or form, but are you helping the group? Because open field is a group thing, okay? This isn't, solo march running around trying to cause havoc. This is this commander beneficial for the group? And I think Takeda is, because not only does he keep the march alive that you want to keep alive with the heal and the extra defense and the stats that he brings to the table, but Fierce as Fire here inflicts a burn effect on the target of 4 seconds for 4 seconds, giving all normal attacks against the target a 50% chance to deal extra 50% damage. Extra damage can trigger once every 2 seconds. This is a debuff. It's not a buff for Takeda, okay? Or buff for Shingen, all right? So what this means is that it should affect everybody attacking that target, not just you. So you're literally giving everybody attacking that target the ability to increase their normal attack damage by 50%, which is huge. You also have, again, attack bonuses and defense bonuses and skill damage taken reduction and normal attack and counterattack damage taken reduction, and you've got a heal. And whenever you personally, all your target, this is a passive skill, so all target troops with the burning effect take 30% increased damage from normal attacks from your army. So again, that's why Attila Takeda is so good. Combine all those things with all the things Attila does, and then you're adding another 30% increased damage from normal attacks, which is huge for anything relating to Attila and anything relating to infantry. Damn, that's good. That's number 3 for me. All right. Number 4. This actually was harder than I thought it was going to be, because I was really looking into these commanders I've played all these commanders. I've played all of the commanders for, some of these for years. Some of these more recently because they just recently came out. But I really started to kind of get into the nitty gritty with their skills just to make sure I was making the right suggestions for you guys. Number 4 is Genghis, or Genghis. I think it's pronounced Genghis. I gotta tell you, I was torn between this and number 5, and you'll be surprised, I think, with number 5 what it is. So, one of the best skill damage nukers in the game, Genghis Khan, because of his expertise. His expertise makes Genghis actually decent. Without his expertise, I think he's a lot lower on this list. Now, I will also say that recently, it seems like his expertise does not fire off as much as it used to, or once did. This may need some adjustment. Maybe Genghis does go down to maybe number 6 or something. Okay. But right now I've got him at number 4 because of the way that I've used him in the past to great effect. You obviously need to be careful in the open field with Genghis because he is an instant target. As soon as somebody sees this commander on the field, they target it to try and get it down because of how much damage he does. He does so much damage. Not only that, again, he restores rage. I mean, that's a fantastic thing to do. Second skill also, rage requirement reduction of 100%. That's huge. That's huge. So you're firing skills off like crazy. You're increasing your rage with your 4th skill. Your primary skill doesn't even cost 1,000 rage. It costs only 950. He's a rage machine gun. He's a rage engine. Brr brr brr. So Genghis Khan, number 4 on my list. Number 5. Oh my goodness. Where do I go with this? The suspense is killing me. Number 5, I'm gonna go Mina. I'm gonna go Mina, people. I'm going Mina. Hear me out. So what we have left, by the way, is Mina, Attila, Double C, and Chandragupta. Chandragupta. Mina, Attila, and Double C. Of those 4, I have chosen open field Mina. We just went over Genghis and how good he is skill damage wise. Well, look at Mina. It's a 1,000 rage requirement, so it's a little longer to cast the skill. But he's got a 1,400 damage factor, and he gains a 75% chance, which almost fires off most of the time. I mean, I would say over 75% is the rate. And then you get another 1,200 skill damage. So 2,600 skill damage 80% of the time, and 1,400 skill damage 20% of the time. That's pretty darn good. That's a lot better ratio than Khan, right? Cav units increase damage, or increase march speed, increase attack, which is increased damage. Warlord. So this is what kind of made him go up the leaderboard for me. This is a debuff, guys. Normal attacks of troops led by this commander have a 10% chance to increase the damage taken by the target by 30% for 3 seconds. This effect can only trigger once every 5 seconds. So the normal attacks of troops led by this commander have a 10% chance to increase the damage taken by the target by 30%. That's huge. That is huge. If this is procced, well, this is procced, and this procs, that's massive damage, people. That is massive, massive damage. And then obviously the expertise makes that first skill as good as it is. I think Mina is underrated, personally. I think that everybody is and he is 5th on the list, guys. I mean, let's not go crazy. He's not number 1. But he's underrated. A lot of people have written Mina off because he's such an early commander, and there's so many good, like really good cavalry commanders out there. I think he's kind of been written off a bit. I think Mina has a lot of value, and he's number 5 on my list. Number 6, Attila. And again, this is for open field. If we're talking rallies, Attila is number 1. Spoiler alert for whenever I come out with that list. But number 6 on this open field list, and again, open field, you're looking for a few things. You're looking for burst, you're looking for AoE damage, and you're looking for help with supporting the troops and allies around you. Attila doesn't really do many of those things. He has good counterattack damage, he has good normal attack damage. He does do some debuffs, but for his own army. He's got a conquering skill, and he's got some tankiness and some march speed. You see? But there's no debuffs to speak of that help the group, or buffs that help the group. And there's no burst. He's just got a consistent number going against the target's head. And it's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's not bursty. That's why he's number 6. Number 7, we're going to go... Do we go with Double C or do we go with Chandra? We're going to go with Chandra, number 7. We're going to go with Chandra, number 7, because he has something unique that Double C does not. Okay? So his third skill, Arthashastra, the health and defense reduction of up to 15%, which is pretty much religiously on there all the time, by the 5th turn or so, on the target that Chandragupta is attacking. That's unique. I mean, you've got Heroic Anthem legendary accessories that do this job. Kind of. It's still not the same. And this guy can be firing it off all the time. So that's his claim to fame right now. I wish his blessing system worked a little bit better. It just doesn't work well enough for my liking to put him up on the list. If this had max blessings with a max Chandragupta with 4 blessed effects by the 4th or 5th turn every single time, I'd max him in a heartbeat. But it's never the case. That is never the case. You have a 50% chance to gain 1 stack of Blessed outside of Alliance territory. There's a 50% chance to gain 2 stacks of Blessed, and you still, very rarely, get to 4 stacks of Blessed by the 10th turn, when the 4th skill, Self-Control, basically removes all your stacks of Blessed, and you've got to start all over again. So, to me, if Chandragupta had Blessing working the way it should, in my opinion, this guy would be a beast, a baller. He's a debuffer. He's got tons of skill damage. He's got added increased damage on his primary skill. He's just got all kinds of great things happening for him. His system mechanic doesn't work for what we're trying to do in the open field. We're looking for burst, and we're looking for big numbers on the burst. And more often than not, we're coming across self-control only firing off 500 times 2 instead of 500 times 4, or only 500 times 1. I mean, the skill damage number, it can be low because the blessing system just doesn't work. And then we're just talking about him being a mobile debuffer. And I can't put that very high on the list. I'm sorry. That obviously leaves number 8, Double C. And Double C is a great commander, guys. That's what I'm saying. This list was difficult to put together because all 8 of these commanders have something going for them and can be used. And if you invested in them, you should not be sorry that you did, because they are good, okay? However, what does Double C do that Mina or Genghis or Saladin doesn't do better or with more utility on top of, right? He's got a decent nuke at 1400. That's not augmented, it's just 1400, that's it. He does have the debuff, the 40% attack reduction. That's nice. That's nice. But it's for 3 seconds. And again, I would much rather reduce damage taken or increase damage taken to a target than reduce 40% attack from a target. There's just not as much of an impact there. 10% march speed reduction, again, kind of nice. Saladin does more. A barbarian skill, 10% march speed and 30% attack bonus. That's nice. Takeda does more. A heal, 1000 heal, 10% chance to get 1000 heal, and restore 100 rage, and increase your troops' march speed by 20% for 3 seconds. This effect can trigger only once every 5 seconds. That's cool. Genghis removes 100 rage requirement from your skill in the first place all the time, so it's not a 10% chance. And the heal on Takeda is better, in my opinion, because it's consistent. And then for the expertise, you do get some more attack, which is nice, but you remove some defense. So, I mean, Double C is a good commander, guys. Don't get me wrong. He puts out a ton of damage, and you put him behind Mina, or you put him behind Saladin, or you put him behind Genghis Khan, or you put him behind Chandra. You can put him behind pretty much anybody, and he'll be fine. And he's number 8 on this list. So that shows you how strong, how deep, how well-rounded the legendary commander is. The commanders are in this class. It's pretty deep. It's pretty darn deep. We're talking about Double C really still being an active participant in battles today, whereas with our infantry list, we were starting to put in our garrison commanders at the bottom, right? And Leo and Constantine, and being pretty comfortable with that. I think that some people will have quite a few names to shift around on this list. This is from my personal experience in open field combat, playing this game for 2.5 years at a high level, and having all these commanders maxed and using them at one time or another. I had a hard time putting this list together, I'm not going to lie. But this is the list that I'm putting together. I'm sticking to it, and I think I'm pretty spot on. You might be able to shift 1 or 2 around and have me agree, but otherwise, if you're making big moves, I don't know if I can get behind you on that. Leave some comments in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the sub button, hit the bell notification. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one. Take care.